Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hello MJ friends, checking in on the market. So the question now that we have on names that have started to consolidate is daily bull flag or more consolidation coming. And we look at CGC and we're watching for an hourly trend change back to the bulls to indicate that our daily higher low has been set. So low of the day, solid dump and a solid bounce off that low from 5-minute oversold conditions. Hourly bounce, just a lower high and a higher low formed at the end of the day. So we didn't change the hourly trend, but the setup is there. If the bulls tomorrow can come out swinging and break 17, make that 1491, that will be an hourly trend change, and we will then say our daily higher low is set, and we're looking back at the top of 1634. The S&P 500 has not started consolidating on the daily time frame yet. That's very important to distinguish. 5 days in a row now, higher low every single day. So if the S&P 500 starts pulling back, it will likely add some further weight and some further pullback on this sector as well. But if the S&P 500 continues its bounce and does not see daily consolidation for another day or two, these little daily bull flags are a possibility to confirm. We did just have Cronos earnings, and it's pretty much null and void, no event here. The bid is 1 penny below the close, and the ask is 6 pennies above the close. We were seeing options indicating potentially a 20% move in reaction to earnings. We had a bearish reaction, bullish reaction. Now we're flat. Not really much going on there. Let's look at it. So Cron, here's the pre-market. There's your weakness, there's your strength, there's your nothing going on. So pretty much a non-event as far as it's concerned right now. We do have little daily higher lows. So the higher low of 479, 498, and the bulls trying a little higher low here as well. And if the bulls can break 647 into tomorrow, that will be our daily higher low quickly being set, and the top of the bounce 665 will then be tested for the attempted trend change, or not the trend change, trend continuation. And all names are trying to create as much space as possible for a weekly higher low to form once we do top out. We know weekly trend changes are needed, big picture. And we need a lot of space for a weekly higher low to try and form once we do top out. No indication of a top of the bounce being set just yet. APHA inside bar bear break today. So considering this move went right from 195 all the way up to 350, make that 361. Now we're looking for the daily higher low to form. We need the hourly trend change back to the bulls for us to say the daily higher low has been established. 301, 290 are the next support levels. Pretty much the hourly time frame for clarity in terms of both support and resistance levels. And watching to see, can the bulls regain hourly trends for daily higher lows to be set? ACB consolidation has started. Bulls want to hold 67 cents for a daily higher low compared to that level. Next time we bounce, I would consider anything under 103 as just an hourly lower high. So a lot of work for the bulls to try and regain that trend in their favor. TLRY, bearish reversal doji on Friday, confirming it in a big way today and closing near the low of the day. Hourly chart, any bounce is just looking for an hourly lower high. So we know that if we're going to see a trend change, it's going to take a lot of action to see that follow through and see the daily higher low set. Bulls trying to form a higher low compared to 372. Hourly RSI, getting close to oversold. If we break the low of today, tomorrow, hourly RSI will likely get oversold. OGI stood out as one of the stronger names. Friday end of the day, no sign of consolidation while most of the sector was already pulling back. High of Friday was a double top by 1 penny today, and then we started pulling back. But again, very healthy daily consolidation at this point. And again, the reminder is S&P 500 has not started consolidating in any way on the daily time frame, and we have to be cautious of what the sector is going to do when that happens. For OGI, anything under 216 is an hourly lower high. And the question into tomorrow is, can the bears confirm an hourly downtrend? HEXO, big pullback, bearish reaction to earnings. So bearish candle yesterday or Friday, confirming it today. Bulls trying to hold 56 cents for a higher low to form. And on any bounce, just looking for an hourly lower high. So that shows you on these names compared to CGC, CGC's hourly trend change attempt is so much more developed than a name like HEXO, where we know the next time we bounce, just a lower high. VFF, daily consolidation underway, looking for a higher low compared to 207. Hourly RSI, not close to oversold. Anything under 339 is an hourly lower high. Trend change needed. 317 is currently a double bottom at the low of today. Labs with a very notable pullback with earnings approaching. So this is the kind of a pullback. Let's just look at CGC. So CGC pullback at this point favors continuation. The burden of proof is on the bears to prove to us that the pullback is significant enough to be looking for an equilibrium. If this is as much pullback as we see, this favors continuation. And we look at a name like Labs, and of course earnings are going to dictate short-term direction, but the size of the pullback at this point would have me looking for an equilibrium to be the most likely scenario because of the amount of pullback we have seen. So there is some variance in individual names on how much we have pulled back from the top of the bounce at this point. Hourly RSI for Labs, oversold with a bearish reaction to earnings. 120 is the only support, and with a bullish reaction, our daily higher low is set, and we're looking back at 241 resistance from there. VLNS, just a slow and steady grind every day. No daily trend change, but also not topping out just yet. Triple top, 247, 49, 48. But also watching a higher low pattern the last couple of days. Bears would have to break 227 tomorrow to prove anything to us. IIPR is a potential daily bull flag. So I've held off shorting. I have wanted to short IIPR, but I've held off because of the dividend execution date and not wanting to have to pay my broker that dividend if I am short at the time of that marker. But strong close today. Hourly time frame, low, high of the bounce, little higher low here. And you could say we are just changing the hourly trend back in favor of the bulls. I would certainly want a bit more follow through than this, but it's very healthy daily consolidation. Again, at this point, we would have to see a pullback under $70 if we were going to be looking for an equilibrium. Because if this is as much pullback as we get, it certainly is a bull flag favoring continuation. So IPR bulls holding on really strong at this point. I'm curious to see if we see a little bit more weakness after the 31st and after people no longer are holding their shares for that dividend to be recorded. But very healthy. Cura. So close near the low of the day, but again, keeping the pattern of a higher low every day intact. We would have to see a bear break of 587 to be looking for a daily higher low compared to 372. So 587 is going to be support into tomorrow. CWeb, daily consolidation clearly underway with the bear break. Have to hold 408 and break 714 to change the daily trend. After the size of this bounce, if we do not change the daily trend, bulls prove nothing. So after 566, we're going to be watching for hourly oversold conditions. Any bounce, just an hourly lower high. In the short term, the hourly trend is our guide to tell us when daily consolidation is still underway when we're in an hourly downtrend, and to tell us when the daily higher low has been set when we change the hourly trend back to the bulls. TRUL keeping up a little bit of bull momentum, not very strong, but not starting the daily consolidation at this point. 1307 is resistance, and then 1347 behind it. Most important short-term support for me, 1140, this little higher low. And again, keep looking at these weekly charts. We know the weekly charts are just looking for lower highs, but a name like TLRY, or not TLRY, TRUL, solid amount of space. We can pull back 30% and still look for a weekly higher low to try and form. CL, just sideways, nothing going on for CL today. Still watching the range of 398 support and 477 resistance. Waiting for a break of one of those levels to see bounce continuation or further daily pullback. IAN, big pullback. And this is what you get on penny stocks with big bounces. Absolutely a big bounce, 140%. Congrats to any bulls that got that. But we also pulled back at this point 39% from the high of the bounce. So the end of the day had a flush and bounce. Going to be interesting to see how that sorts itself out tomorrow. But we know we have to hold 43 and break 103 to change the daily trend. And if we do not change the daily trend from here, the bulls prove nothing. GTII, potential daily bull flag, very healthy consolidation at this point. I would need to see a bear break of 8.15 and a pullback into the mid $7 range to be looking for the equilibrium scenario. Anything less than that, and we're looking for a continuation scenario. In HARV, already pulling back a bit more. Short-term support 118, and bulls need to break 176 to change the daily trend. So we can distinguish individual names that are looking like daily bull flags are forming, and names that are looking like daily bull flags are not forming. So again, a name like Labs, again, earnings is a factor, but if that were out of the picture, certainly not a daily bull flag at this point. IIPR, CGC, they are possible daily bull flags. A name like HEXO, pulling back too much to be a bull flag in my opinion. Look at percentages. What is the percentage that the bulls would have to break to see continuation? HEXO needs 60% from the low of today to break the top of the bounce. Obviously, it's more volatile than CGC, but just as a comparison, CGC is only going to need, from the low of today to the high of the bounce, it's only going to need 21%. That's a very big difference. It's still a tall order to fill for the bulls, but it's a very big difference from 60%. So, let's see how long the S&P 500 can keep up the pattern of a higher low every single day to help this bounce remain strong. I will be very curious to see what the correlation with the S&P 500 does when it starts its daily consolidation. Is that going to mean that daily bull flag attempts are negated and we see further pullback in the sector as well? Should get some more information in the next couple of days. Make sure and check out the market video as well. And we'll see you soon. Have a good rest of your day.